So you mentioned the mission field, man. So when it comes to the locker room and the game and that platform, the major platform on the NFL, as we know, being the mission field, has it always been that for you? Because from my perspective, as a rookie, when I came in, I went to chapel, went to Bible studies and stuff, but I didn't look at it so much. I don't think I was mature enough to look at it like that. And I
Hmm.
had to mature into that. And I see now that God gave me a lot of grace into developing me into seeing it as a mission field later on. But was it always like that for you?
I think that was my intent. Coming out of college, I had a radical transformation in college. And so in college, I started to lead my team's Bible study and do evangelism on my team after being trained up through college missionaries or campus missionaries. And so when I got to the league, I tried to kind of copy that same format. And so I remember my first training camp, I'm like, who's leading the Bible study? Where's the Bible study? Let me just go and be a part. And I think I went in training camp. It was like two other guys, me and two other guys. I'm like, okay, well, this is where we start. And so I just kind of started laboring. I reached out to the team chaplain, started spending time with him. We got close. Um, and I did my wife and I did a mission trip with him to Canada, and we came back and we just kind of started laboring on the team. And I just kind of followed that mode, even over in Cleveland, just dealing with the chaplain, and we were leading Bible studies. And by the time I came back to the Jets, I think we were at 13, 14 guys. It was pretty deep for an NFL locker room, and that was really my process. And I think when I got to the Saints, that's where I started to realize the importance of faith from a performative aspect versus a
Mm-hmm.
trusting aspect.
Mm.
My life just became really challenged with the growth of the platform and life and dealing with kids. And it was, are you okay with going and just performing on stages? Meaning, literally, you're doing Bible study, so you're saying you're good with me. But then you have your life over here, and are you really trusting with me?
Mm.
Or are you letting your anxiety rule you? You're letting your insecurities rule you. Letting your fears rule you. Letting your doubts rule. And I started to realize, man, it's people who are in the faith who struggling with depression, with major insecurity, major
Yeah.
doubts, major anxiousness, and these players are on our locker room, are in our locker room as well. I mean, anybody who's looking on me on the outside was like, man, this dude, he's killing it for Jesus. And it's like, yeah, on the stage, yeah, in the lights. I'm being faithful to do what I said I would do. I'm gonna lead Bible study. I'm gonna be out front. I'm gonna go and share your gospel. But in my own personal life, I don't feel like a conqueror. I don't feel like I have the might of Jesus on my life.
Yeah.
And so once I started to get around other pastors, um, guys who were leading churches, and guys who were leading their families and leading well as men. I mean, I had to realize that my faith was kind of out of that college phase, right?
Mm.
Whereas, like, it's not the same level of responsibilities on your life. And so I had to kind of mature in that. And then, so in my faith journey, started to really take another level of growth when I got to the Saints, and I got around past my family. We moved to Nashville. We got around other pastors that were part of our church body, and just starting to be in those men's group and kind of looking at how they led and what they did and how it all started with their individual faith, and from there they had overflow, and it just allowed me to course correct. Where God was like, you getting drained. He kind of showed me you're getting drained because you're trying to go and fill all these other cups, but you're not taking time before me. Even Jesus
Mm-hmm.
would pull away and spend time with the Father.
That's
And
right.
so once I got to that place, it really wasn't about all the extra stuff and going out and serving Jesus, well with my life. It was about loving Jesus well with my personhood,
Yeah.
and just sitting before him and sitting at his feet and saying, God, what is it that you want to do? How do you want to lead these men? I don't have a strategy plan for my locker room and how I'm going to reach these men. I'm just going to love them well. And God, the ones that you show me, that God, I'm going to be available. And the ones that you show me, I'm going to pour into them in the way that you have shown me how to pour into people. And whatever you do with this platform, however great you make it, I'm going to represent you. I'm going to say
Yeah.
Jesus, 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 praise Jesus. But it's not like I'm intentionally going out to, do so many sermons a year, do
Yeah.
so many praise reports. So it just really became less about the stage and more about my personhood. And then from that, I learned how to lead men well, because I
Mm-hmm.
can look at them and see, on the surface, on the outside, you look great. On the inside, you're struggling. And that's from the guy who walks in kind of slumped over to the guy that walks in joking and laughing with everybody. I can look at him and I can see the pain. And you
Hmm.
start to hear the guys going through what they're going through with their children, what they're going through with their addictions, what they're going through in their marriages, what they're going through in their finances. They start telling you. And but you have a plan to deal with them. It's like, hey man, I walked through this. And this is how I got well. And you start pulling guys out of darkness.
Yeah.
And it's less about like, man, I mean, I think, early on in my career, first 6 years, I'd be like, man, hey, we got Bible study, we got dudes showing up, pat on the back, it's going well. But I wasn't really catching them in their life. I wasn't
Hmm.
really meeting them. I was coming in and just kind of checking the box. But now I'm able to meet guys where they at. It's like we got team prayer in the morning, and we got 10 dudes that are coming there, and they're talking about their struggles. They're talking about, hey, I got this going on with my mom, I got this going on with my dad, I got this going on with my kids, I got this going on with my wife, and they laying it out, and we're turning it over to the Lord. And on Thursday, then we're going to have Bible study, and we're going to go into the Word. What does the Word say about these different issues? And then even when we get to chapel on Sunday, it's not we have picked out which pastors we want to come in based on, and we told the pastors we have me and Derek Carr, and that's another God moment, kind of bringing that on. We selected all the pastors coming in to speak for the season. We don't just have one because it's a variety of guys that need different messages, but they're all
Yeah.
speaking on lordship. It's like we don't want you to just come in and get a message for Sunday where you can check the box and feel good. Like God don't want to just bless your Sunday; He want to bless your
Hmm.
life,
That's
and He
right.
wants all of it. And so it just became, not that it wasn't real before, it just became more in depth. It
Yeah.
became more personal. And so that's been the kind of the growth and the maturation of the process and how that mission field has really grown.